Around the world, people are putting something back into their communities in sustainable and innovative ways. Welcome to World Challenge 2007, where people can have principles and make a profit. Now in its third year, World Challenge travels the globe in its search for businesses and projects that are about more than just the pursuit of profit. And you have the chance to decide which ones win fabulous awards to reinvest in their enterprises. Each week we profile 2 of the dozen finalists. And you can vote for your favourite at www.theworldchallenge.co.uk. That's www.theworldchallenge.co.uk. In this programme, from Mexico, we show how modern rubbish and ancient weaving techniques are transforming waste into fashionable accessories, boosting incomes and funding a school, and how low-cost hygiene is liberating girls in Uganda by helping them complete their education. Mexico City is the modern face of Mexico. In this huge metropolis, the very rich live alongside the 40% of the city who live beneath the poverty line. A school teacher's business idea combines ancient Nahua Indian weaving techniques with the very modern need to reuse and recycle, to provide steady incomes and even fund a school. The shantytowns surrounding Mexico City. Here there's already a culture of reusing the waste cast aside by the modern city. This is the unlikely setting for the manufacture of high-fashion accessories that are finding favour in expensive boutiques in the city and abroad.
Elaboramos una serie de productos.
We have a whole range of attractive products, full of colour and folklore, which shows a lot of the Mexican spirit.
Muy folclórica, que refleja un poco el espíritu mexicano. El tejido que se usa es un tejido.
The type of weaving we use is ancient. It was used centuries ago by the Nahua culture. We're making fashion items from rubbish.
Y estamos generando productos de moda de gran aceptación.
The idea grew up around the Palo Solo School, Mexico's only Montessori school for poor children. The school was built 25 years ago on the site of a rubbish dump and now gives disadvantaged children an all-round education. Judith Achar, a teacher, came up with the idea to help parents earn a living when an economic crisis left 65% of them, mostly construction workers, unemployed. It also ensured the future of the school.
Bueno, Mitz empezó a trabajar en el año del 2003.
Mitz began in 2003 with a few volunteers, 4 women.
Hoy somos alrededor de 80 familias.
Today we have more than 80 families.
El papel que sale de las bolsitas.
Our main materials are wrappers for chocolates, sweets, chips.
According to Judith Achar, the Mitz cooperative generates enough income each year for 140 children from the shantytown to attend school in the afternoons.
Las señoras que forman parte de Mitz son en su.
The women who work in Mitz are all mothers, grandmothers or aunts of children at the Palo Solo school. These women have agreed to give the school 20% of their work.
The work itself is a blend of the ancient and modern. It applies the tradition of weaving palm baskets to the modern material of sweet wrappers and other colourful rubbish. As waste, the durability of plastic and metallic sweet wrappers is a curse, but as a weaving material it becomes a blessing. The weavers and their families collect the wrappers from rubbish dumps and from businesses and schools that donate their waste. It's an almost inexhaustible resource.
La verdad es que Mitz es un proyecto muy interesante porque es un encuentro.
The Mitz project is very interesting because it is an encounter of 2 civilizations, the pre-Hispanic Nahua technique and the use of modern wastes from consumer society.
De nuestra civilización consumista, encontramos estas dos herramientas y
both are used to create highly acceptable commercial products for today's marketplace.
Aceptación en el comercial en el mercado de hoy en día.
The bags are sold in high-end shopping malls that are a far cry from the streets around Palo Solo. Mitz means for you in the Nahua language. The enterprise sells an average of 2,000 products every month all over the world, and demand is growing.
Bueno, metimos las bolsas, causaron un éxito sensacional.
Nowadays, the bags are a huge sensation and are very profitable. When we started making the bags with the women of Palo Solo, it was to sustain the children's education.
Las metimos como una ayuda, como una labor social.
It was community work, social work. But what began as social work has ended up today with a product that is a bestseller.
Hoy en día es un producto entre los número uno en venta. La verdad yo puedo decir con gran satisfacción.
I can say with great pride that Mitz products have been very successful in the marketplace.
Te repito que empezamos siendo un proyecto muy simple, muy...
It began as a very humble project, and now people search for our products from London, Germany, Israel.
Nos han venido a buscar de Londres y nos han venido a buscar de Alemania, nos han venido a buscar de Israel.
This has enabled us to export our products to lots of places around the world. Today, people are socially aware. They want products with a social conscience and an ecological conscience.
The income from Mitz is split two ways. 80% goes directly to the women weavers and 20% goes to the school. The extra money has enabled the school to open more classes in the afternoons.
The quality of life for the children and the artisans has improved. It's like a virtuous circle of generosity where the whole community benefits.
Betty Santiago is one of the women of Mitz.
Bueno, nosotros recolectamos bolsas.
We collect bags from chips, M&Ms, metallic bags, and we cut newspaper by hand, make them into strips here, which we will then weave into a bag.
Cortamos papel periódico y vamos armando unas grapitas. Son estas. Después de estas grapas,
once we have several strips, we start weaving.
Para hacer una bolsa. Ya que tenemos varias tiras, vamos armando y cosiendo.
With this disposable bottle, we make needles to start weaving the strips.
Agujas para coser las tiras.
For Betty, the benefits of the work are very clear.
Bueno, yo llegué aquí hace 4 años.
I arrived here 4 years ago. With Mitz bags, I've been able to put doors and windows on my house. Things I always wanted to have.
Quiero hacer en mi casa. Este va a ser mi comedor.
Here is my dining room.
Aquí adentro está un baño.
And through there is the bathroom.
Haciendo también.
We can go upstairs too.
En lo de las bolsas, estar con mis hijos, estar en la casa.
The bags have given me income to buy my house. It gives me time to be at home with my children and grandchildren.
Bueno, antes, hace 5 años, pues no tenía lo que era.
5 years ago, I didn't have a house. Now I'm building one.
Estoy construyendo mi casa y pues sí ha cambiado mucho mi vida.
My life has changed a lot. With time, I know I will have a good house for all my family.
Lo que quiero lograr hacer una buena casa para todos nosotros, todos mis hijos, nietos y todo.
The women at Mitz teach each other and welcome new members as demand for the bags grows.
Hace 2 años empecé, fui a...
2 years ago, I started by going to the house of the children's school at Palo Solo. There was a weaving school and I met Betty. She taught me how to do the bags.
Y ahí fue donde conocí a doña Betty, ganar dinero haciendo las bolsas.
My life has changed now because I can be with my children.
Porque eso me puede ayudar a ganar un poco de dinero para la casa.
When I finish one of the bags, I feel a lot of satisfaction because I try to make them as good as possible.
Eso es lo mejor que puedo, para que se vea el producto bien terminado.
If you don't have time to work because you have to take care of your children, this is a very good option.
Por los niños, pues es una opción.
If Mitz wins the World Challenge, how would the prize help?
Si nosotros somos primero Dios los ganadores y recibimos el premio de parte
If we win, we would give a part of the prize to the school, and the rest goes to the women.
Ir directamente a la escuela, la que corresponde, y una parte va a venir a las señoras. La parte de las
The money going to the women we'll use to create a more consolidated, solid structure for the future.
Consolidada para podernos proyectar al futuro. La escuela de la parte que obtendría.
The school would invest in the construction of a new school to help more children in the community.
Que ya estamos en miras de construir una nueva escuela para dar servicio a más niños de la comunidad.
In part 2 in Uganda, how locally made sanitary pads are helping teenagers stay in school.